Start by noting that En is a geometric series with first term 1 and common ratio I. Therefore, En is equal to 1 times, in brackets, 1 minus I raised to the power n divided by 1 minus I. Now multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator, that is 1 plus I, and therefore En is equal to 1 plus I minus I raised to the power n minus I raised to the power n plus 1 divided by 1 minus I square. Now I square is equal to minus 1, therefore En is equal to half of 1 plus I minus I raised to the power n minus I raised to the power n plus 1. Now consider the case when n is of the form 4m, where m is a natural number. Therefore, En is equal to half of 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4m minus I raised to the power 4m plus 1. This is equal to half of 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m times I. Now recall that I square is equal to minus 1. Therefore, I raised to the power 4 is equal to 1. Using this result, En is equal to half of 1 plus I minus 1 minus I. All the terms in the brackets cancel out, and therefore the value of En in this case is equal to 0. Next, consider the case when n is equal to 4m plus 1. In this case, En is equal to half of 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4m plus 1 minus I raised to the power 4m plus 2. This can be rearranged as half of 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m times I minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m times I square. Now since I square is equal to minus 1 and I raised to the power 4 is equal to 1, En is equal to half of 1 plus I minus of minus 1. I cancels inside the brackets, and therefore the value of En in this case is equal to 1. Next, consider the case when n is of the form 4m plus 2. In this case, En is equal to half of, in brackets, 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4m plus 2 minus I raised to the power 4m plus 3. And this is equal to half of 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m times I square minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m times I square times I. And this simplifies to half of 1 plus I minus 1 minus of minus 1 times I. And this is equal to half of 1 plus I plus 1 plus I, which is equal to 1 plus I. Finally, consider the case when n is of the form 4m plus 3. In this case, En is equal to half of 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4m plus 3 minus I raised to the power 4m plus 4. This is equal to half of, in brackets, 1 plus I minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m times I square times I minus I raised to the power 4 raised to the power m plus 1. I raised to the power 4 is equal to 1 and I square is equal to minus 1. Therefore, En is equal to half of 1 plus I minus of minus 1 times I minus 1. 1 cancels inside the brackets and the value of En is equal to I. Therefore, to summarize, En is equal to 0 when n is of the form 4m. En is equal to 1 when n is of the form 4m plus 1. En is equal to 1 plus I when n is of the form 4m plus 2. And finally, En is equal to I when n is of the form 4m plus 3. And this is the required answer.